Hi guys, so today we're going to be looking at my first game in the qualifiers for the Red Bull Wololo tournament. And as you can see, I am playing as the Huns. My opponent, El Matador, this is his other nickname I'm assuming, was playing as the Franks. So I'm going to kind of just jump through a few of the ideas that I had, why I was doing certain things, where I went wrong, maybe point out a few things similar from my opponent. And yeah, so this is my very first ever tournament game in Age of Empires 2. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous. So let's get into the game. So obviously it's Empire Wars, so you start with extra villagers, you start in the feudal age. My initial plan was to put one of these camels on auto scout while I scouted with the other one. The other idea, I hate this. This stable should have went here, but I think that was the nerves. I got a little panicky. My plan was I'm gonna go a little bit of scout aggression, get the map explored a little bit nicer as well, and then move into either archers or go into Castle Age and go into cavalry archers. Depending on what my opponent's doing, that is, right? And as you can see, I've got a little bit idle time. It's quite overwhelming. I think this starting with these types of settings. That's one of the reasons I went on auto scout with the camels. I'm actually against auto scouting in general. I think it's bad for new players to learn to play that way, but I also think it's bad habit because you should obviously scouting by yourself is good, but with these settings it's very difficult. So that's why, yeah. So as soon as I got my own scout, I put my other camel on auto scout as well. So yeah, it's quite a generic start for me. I'm just trying not to panic too much, trying to find my enemy straight away. I want to get scouts to him. Found it quite weird opening with all the farms. Obviously I like to do the farms a different way, but because you start with the auto-generated ones, it's a little bit different. Now this is my first big mistake of the game. He didn't see me. I'm almost certain he did not see me with that count. Because it's still, he wouldn't have been looking at it. And what do? I attack it. Which means he now knows I'm going scouts. Disaster. Whatever. So I'm like, okay. At that point in the game, I was actually thinking to myself, right, I either need to switch to archers, because also my economy was very, very put towards that direction, or I need to make this count straight away. So I see that he's making a stable, and I'm like, that makes sense. He's going Franks. It's a bit late in my opinion, but that's okay. And I don't see any spears out. I don't see any army, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can get away with a few scout aggression, and it's going to work out. That's why I didn't invest anything into here. Let's go. Let's see. Villagers, exactly the same. That's how it should be. And I get actually really good value out of my scouts. I was really happy with the value I got from my scouts. A little bit of poor micro by me. I actually think his walling was not too bad. He got some walling in, but yeah, I'd say a little bit too much. He let me get away with this a little bit too much here. And scouting's not bad. So the auto scouting by these camels ends up being actually really good. I'm not gonna lie. So I think I only go 4 scouts total, yeah. I'm just trying to get any kind of pressure and damage in that I can. And obviously I'm starting to build this type of base up at home. Now if we go back to my base while this is happening, I'm just kind of being as annoying as I can, running around a little bit. I did way too much gold. Too much food. So what do? I go to a market. I'm going to need to rebalance my economy, and that is what I do. My opponent, again, he's just kind of quick walling his wood. A house there would have been perfect by him, because it would have stopped what's just about to happen now. Also, he should have put a palisade here when he saw my scouts coming in. This is actually poor micro by me. I should have been straight on them. So, I take this guy. Again, he just needs to put a palisade there. One palisade there. But instead, I can just kind of stop my scouts in there, block his path, and that's some dead villages for me. So I think I was actually quite fortunate with the amount of actual damage I got off with these scouts. It was really good. Really good for me. Obviously, he gets castle age a lot quicker because that must have been his strategy to go for a fast castle. I'm quite a bit later up because I went for the scouts. And yeah, so my basic plan now, I think I should have kept these here and in his area more. I moved these down here a little bit, which wastes a little bit of time. I could have been even more of a pain, but I do realize this. You'll see them stop for a second and then come back. I should send them back soon. And the reason I basically realized, okay, these are going to be dead units. He's Franks. He's going for knights. Oh, I'm not sending them back yet. Oh, maybe I'm trying to scout to see if he's sending anything. I was basically like, right, I need to scout, make sure he's not making more stables, not switching into an archery range, whatever. I get quite lucky here, I think, as well. Get a little bit more damage off when he's trying to make a second town center. I hit Castle Age myself, immediately into the 3, into Cavarch, into Bracer, into Bowsaw. It's really good. And I lose my scouts here to the Spears. Yeah, and then it's just more scouting based thing. This is the one time he kind of caught me off, so I was like, town center here, town center there, both the golds, get the wood here, it's quite safe. All I need to do is put a house here. Or not a house, but 2 palisades, but I kind of messed up this a little bit. It's okay, I got a little palisaded wall off here. I'd say I lose a few unnecessary villagers, but it happens. But already I'm on 6 Cavarch. I'm feeling fairly comfortable. Again, losing unnecessary amounts of villagers. Should have ungarrisoned that a bit faster, but you know, it's my first tournament game. I was a bit overwhelmed. It happens. Get this TC up, which is quite nice. Just in time, looks like. And get them in. I don't believe I lose her. Right, yep, she lives. So now the game for me is basically over. I'm like, got the scout, still making sure nothing new is coming up early. I've got a lot. Oh, also look at the map. Completely scouted. The auto scouting is so overpowered with these settings. Cavarch though, I was like, all I need to do now basically is just be as much of a pain as I can. Kind of poor scouting by me there, but happens. Just need to be a pain, and I basically won because I have such a big. If you look at the villagers, I've got 6 villager lead. I've got the pressure on them. I've got more military. I think I've got better options. Like I've got the cheap cav archers. So I was like, I basically just want to finish the game at this point. So in a sec, you'll see. I knew this hill would be really important as well to try and get him off gold late game. Not that it mattered much at this point anymore. He also had a little knight. A knight just attacked this lumber camp. Not too sure what that was about, but I didn't really react to it because I was like, clearly not paying attention. And yeah, I was getting ready to go for the siege workshop to finish off his base, and that was going to be basically my plan, and he called the GG, yeah. And I think he was very justified in calling it. Like, I was 3 TCs, had much bigger military, mobile units. That's part of the reason I went Huns. Like, because this map's so overwhelming with these settings, I think that Huns are really good because getting pop capped it's going to slow you down so much. Like, you have to be so fast with these settings. And I think Cavarch is definitely a good thing to do. Like, I had 12 Cavarch and Siege Workshop coming, a couple mangonels, maybe a battering ram even, and yeah, I could have wiped them up pretty fast here. And my eco would have started kicking in as well. Overall, like, well played to my opponent. It's weird settings, especially for low elo players like us, and you kind of don't know what to do. I'm kind of like, I think if I didn't get as much damage off with those early scouts, I don't think it would have ended this way, but yeah. Anyways, hopefully you'll tune into my next video to see my second game. And I'm not going to let you know if I go through then or if that's my last game. You'll have to tune in to find out, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed and see you soon.